YOLO, so this one goes out to all the homies, to all the men in my life, man. This goes out to the real men out there, all right? In my lifetime, I was blessed enough to have real men around me and real men that were a part of my life and taught me how to be a man. And today is one of those trippy days, but I'm gonna put this one out to the homies. This is gonna be one of the realest videos I've ever made, man. And it goes out to my friends, to me, and all the men. And the reason why I say it that way is because we didn't grow up easy, man. Nothing came easy for us. None of us came from wealthy backgrounds. None of us came from silver spoons or shit handed to us. We either had to make it, fake it, or take it. You know what I'm saying? And as a man, this is something we all learned. All of my homies learned this shit. That as a man, no matter what the fuck happens, it's on your fucking shoulders as a man. It doesn't matter if your girlfriend, your wife, your kids, all these things, right? They have the ability to be careless. But as a man, you have to shoulder all the fucking burden. Whether it's your fault or not, in one way, shape, or form, it's your fucking fault. Because if you did this differently, if you had done this better, if you had done this just different, right? It wouldn't be as if. And therefore, it's your fucking fault. And next time, you have no excuse and you need to do better. You shoulder that fucking burden. And I learned from real men in my life about all that shit. That there's a big difference between boys, men, and the man. The man shoulders all burdens. He shoulders his friends' burdens. He shoulders his girls' burdens. He shoulders his parents' burdens. His siblings' burdens. His kids' burdens. Right? I've always been that person. All my friends have been that fucking person. And I'm kind of hot because I just finished up with some conversation about some shit with a certain fucking person. But I'm fucking hot about it because I shoulder all my fucking burdens. I am that homie. I'm the homie that it doesn't matter what the fuck it is. You, as my close friend, my family, that's how I look at my close friends, because I've known them as long as I've known my family. They are family. There is no difference. If I get a phone call, I don't care. My life's in danger, whatever the fuck it is. There's a problem, we need to fucking solve it. It is what it is. And it's never talked about. It's never talked about. I don't care what it is. You call me with it, I'm not saying the fucking thing. I'm showing up. I'm showing up and showing out. And you know what? After that, I don't care what the fuck took place. It's never spoken about. It is what it is. It never happened. It never happened. Long as your life's on track as a man, I'm shouldering the burden, and I'm gonna shoulder it for you or with you. Right? And this is a thing that you women don't understand. That's why I said this goes out to the real men of the fucking world, man. The real men that have to go to work every fucking day to shit they don't like, come home to a wife bitching, to kids out of fucking control because they're not there to be a proper fucking father, because they're working all the time to try and provide better than they were provided for when they were fucking kids, hoping that those brats end up better than they were. A little bit spoiled. You know what I'm saying? Just a hint of fucking spoiled. Just to show that, you know what, dad was fucking there, taking care of the bills, taking all the fucking burdens, dealing with all the fucking nonsense. And it's weird, man. Nowadays, it's hard to find real men. genuinely is. We are the last of the dying fucking breed. And it's not ending with us, man. Like me and my friends, now fuck that. Our kids are growing up the same way. They're growing up men. But the problem is that a lot of the men we looked up to growing up, their lives were in shambles because they were constantly taking care of shit that was beyond what a normal person should be taking care of. They were constantly in problems, constantly in prisons, constantly MIA, not appreciated, whatever the fuck ever, right? And because of that, they were able to teach a few men rather than many men, or many boys to men. And it became slimmer pickings and slimmer pickings. And now you have these pudgy, soft, weak fucking boys running around thinking it's okay to be in fucking dresses and being bitches. More emotional than most of the bitches that I've been with. Because as a man, I don't take no shit from nobody. Not from bitches, not from men, not from fucking nobody. None of the men in my life ever took shit from me. Even when I was a kid, they'll check me and tell me, hey, this isn't how you act. This isn't how a boy acts. This isn't how a man acts. Man up. What the fuck are those tears for? No one gives a fuck about those tears. Dry them eyes and stand up tall, chin up high, right? Chest out, chin up high, and fucking go handle it, bro. I remember I was a little fucking kid, man. I was a itty bitty little fucking kid, man. I was under 5. I must have been like 4 or some shit, right? I came home crying like a little fucking bitch. It wasn't even in this country. It was in the USSR. I came home crying like a bitch, and the only person home was my aunt. And she told me, why the fuck are you fucking crying? I said, some older boy beat me up. She said, well, I'm fucking locking you outside, and you are not allowed back inside this house until you go beat him up. Me, little kid, little bitch, crying my eyes out. I dried up my tears. I jumped on him, beat his ass, came back home and said I beat him up. And my aunt opened the fucking door and said, there you go, man. There you fucking go. None of us are bitches over here. You're a boy. You're going to be a man. You got to act like a man. It doesn't matter what your fucking age is. You got to deal with shit as it comes to you. And I was blessed. I was blessed in so many weird ways. In the most fucked up situations I was in, I was always able to pick some fruit from some miracle of a fucking person that had my good, like, my intentions at heart. The weirdest fucking things, right? Like, so when I was growing up, there's different neighborhoods, right? And where I lived was a particular neighborhood. And that neighborhood decided to go on lockdown. No one was allowed into that neighborhood for like almost a fucking decade. And the only reason I'm not a gangbanger is not just because that neighborhood was on fucking lockdown that I grew up in. That's just where if this is where I grew up in, this is what I know. These are the people I know. It is what it is, right? I grew up and my friend was wild. My best friend at the time, wildest motherfucker I know. Until this day, man. People think I'm fucking wild, think I'm fucking crazy. No, man. My best friend was a specimen of a human fucking being. A specimen of a human being should be fucking cloned. If you guys ever seen Star Wars where like dude clones himself and there's a clone army and shit. If I could clone one person, that's the person I would fucking clone. This guy was just, I honestly thought when I grow up, man, like, holy shit, this guy is, the shit this guy did at his age, I've never seen anyone do. I've seen so much shit in my life. I've never seen anyone do shit like this at his age, at his young age. He was doing shit at 10 that 16, 20-year-olds couldn't fucking do. This guy was a fucking I honestly thought we were gonna grow up and he was gonna be a psychopathic fucking killer. I'm being 100% honest. I really thought, and I don't mean like a serial killer, like raping people. I don't mean like that. I mean like hood. I mean like gangster as fuck. Like the whole block is gonna be trembling when this guy walks down the fucking street. I knew when we turned 18 fucking years old, this guy is gonna have more bodies under his belt than the fucking Reaper himself. But something happened, man. His brother was from the hood. His older brother was from the hood. He used to get into with his brother every fucking day. Literally every fucking day. He would get into it with his brother, get into it with other people. I saw this kid fight more times than I've ever seen anyone fight in my life, dude. Like on the daily. It was just, this guy fucking just was a badass. He just, there was no enough for him. He would laugh at this shit. He would beat people's ass and laugh. He would get his ass beat by his brother and laugh. It was wild. But his brother, man, older than us. And I'm 1.5 years younger than him, right? Well, his brother had a best friend. Rest in peace. I don't want to say his name, but rest in peace, OG. Whatever, right? And one day, you know, the hood's no longer in lockdown, and I get a phone call, and he's like, "Hey, man, I want you and him in the hood, dog. You know, like, you guys have been around. You guys, I know you guys. Like, you guys are no Mickey Mouse. Like, I want you in the hood." His brother found out, flipped the fuck out. Like, what the fuck, homie? Like, my brother and the homie is off limits. They're not joining the hood. I'm not allowing it. Whoop-de-whoop. Caught a whole bunch of bullshit over that. But, like, he was adamant. Like, my brother and him are not in it. That's it. Period. Point blank. That was the end of the fucking conversation. He looked out for us without me even fucking knowing until later on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not allowed. I move out somewhere else. I meet other homies. Homies from Compton. Homies from South LA. Because I was living in South LA. And I remember even those homies, they were older than me, man. They had like 4 or 5 years on top of me. One of the homies had like 15 years on top of me. Another homie had like 35 years on top of me. And I'm talking about, dude was original gangbanger turned football, like professional football player, turned loan shark, turned fucking everything you can imagine. One of the most intelligent people I've ever known, man. But they told me, like, "Hey, homie, like, you're already the homie. What fucking difference does it make, dog? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're the homie. If there's a problem, it's our problem. If it's your problem, it's our problem. If it's ours, it's yours. You're already that person. You don't need to take a name on." And that stuck with me all my fucking life. I'm not with teams. I'm not with fucking fans. I don't root for nothing. I'm me. I'm a homie at the end of the day. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. But, like, I don't root for fucking nothing. You understand? They taught me how to be a man by myself. Any problem I've ever had in my life, I took care of by myself. I didn't have to get the homies involved. It's like I took care of it there and then on the fucking spot. And it's like, if you're going to tuck your tail and walk away, you're going to be the bigger man and walk away. You're going to punk them and walk away. You're going to beat their ass and walk away. No matter, when you walk away, it's done with. That's it. Period. Point blank. You're done with it. Right? But these OGs, man, like, and they were like father figure. And I had a dad. That was harder than fucking stone. I love my dad to death, man. This man is one of the toughest motherfuckers I've ever known in my life, too. Just 24/7, hard as a rock. Unfucking believable. This man is pushing 70. This guy's been a fucking stone his entire fucking life, man. And I've been around him. Now he's older. Now he's in his older ages, and I'm taking care of him. As a man, I decided that, you know what, he took care of me when I'm young. Now I'm gonna take care of him because he's old. I was bred to be a man, and thank God for that, because I was there when he had a heart attack. I was there. I decided, no, ambulance is coming. I don't give a fuck if you're like, I'm good. I'm just gonna chill and have a fucking heart attack like it's fucking nothing. I've had a heart attack. It is not a joke. I've been shot 5 times. Having a heart attack is worse than getting shot. I swear to you, having a heart attack is worse than getting shot 5 times. This man's, I'm good. I don't need a fucking ambulance. The fuck I need an ambulance for? No, man, you're not fucking good, bro. I'm calling. You need an ambulance. Turns out this man is really having a fucking heart attack, and he's taking it like he got bit by a mosquito or some shit. You know, it saved his life. Thank God I was fucking there. But like, by that point, I had made the decision that, you know what, I'm gonna take care of this man. He took care of me all my fucking life. And my parents are split. Like, my mom's in my life too. You know what I'm saying? But it's different with men and women. I was taught to be a man. Even the big, like one of the big homies, like the one that I said he was an NFL player and all that. He taught me how to be a player, how to be smart, how to be with women, how to treat chicks and do all this shit, right? I came from a fucking dysfunctional household, man. I'm Armenian in LA, dude. Dysfunctional households are like, just like, what the fuck you talking about, bro? We all come from dysfunctional households. We're Armenian. You know what I'm saying? Like, to you guys, it sounds like an argument. That's fucking breakfast. What are you talking about, bro? Christmas, arguing, all that? That's normal shit. Yeah, we're gonna yell and break shit and fucking, you know what I'm saying? We come from fucking dysfunctional households. But this man told me how to be smooth. Taught me how to be cool, how to be a player, how you approach women, how you play chicks, what the difference between a girl, a bitch, a woman, a trick, right? There's differences. My dad wasn't gonna tell me about all this shit. Now I'm an adult, dude. Like, I tell my dad, hey, I'm gonna go out. Are you good today? Are you feeling all right? You cool? Good. Okay, you know, I'm gonna disappear for tonight. Okay. Where are you going? I'm gonna go see somebody. I'll be back tomorrow. You need me to come early? Is there anything you need? No. All right, then I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna go see somebody. I'm a man now, next to another man. I straight tell my dad, hey, I'm just gonna go get pussy for today. Not in those words, but like, hey, I'm gonna go see somebody. I'll be back tomorrow. He salutes me as a man. He salutes me as a man. You go, boy. Tap that shit for me too, homie. You understand what I'm saying? And going back to my homie that I thought was gonna be a fucking psychopathic fucking killer, dude. This guy was just unfucking real. And when I say a specimen of a human fucking being, this guy was athletic and fucking everything. It didn't matter what it was. He could have been 5 years younger than everybody. He was out playing, out performing, out doing, out everything these other people. 1 year, man, he went from 15 to 16. It was a fucking summer. A blink, man. It just fucking snapped. we went on like summer vacation. We come back, man. Like, we live together, you know? So I'm seeing the fucking change. And he literally went from hyper fucking active ADHD like me to just cool, calm, collected, serious as fuck. Changed his life around, man. This guy actually made the choice and the decision of, I'm gonna change my life around. Doesn't matter how we grew up, it's not changing me. I'm still that person. But you know what? I'm gonna do different. I want to take a different path. And he decided he's gonna take a different fucking path. Homie got married, has 2 beautiful children, nice job, and not just a nice job. He worked hard to get to his nice fucking job, and he's on top of it and overperforming better than everybody else. And I've told him, man, like, hey man, from all the homies, like, you are my you're the example set for me, dude. You're my brother. I love you to fucking death. I'd literally put my life down on the line for you. I'm single. I'm not married. I don't have kids. If you have a problem, hit me up, bro. That's my problem. I'll deal with it. I don't give a fuck. I'll shoulder it, bro. I don't give a fuck. You deal, because you are so, you could have been so horrific. You could have been, how can I say it, man? You could have been Freddy Krueger of the hood. But instead, you became this cool, calm, collected adult man who got married and had beautiful children and decided to do it the right fucking way. One of the only few people I know that actually decided to do it the right fucking way. Never cheated on his girl, never fucking missed a beat on anything. This dude is on top of it. I told him, man, you are the shining star of a fucking example of, no matter what shitty upbringing you come from, you can decide and become a human being without a fucking blemish, man. Unfucking real. This guy was actually he's my godfather. I made him my godfather when I got married. That didn't last long because I'm a fuck up, but him and his wife, they're godfather and my godmother. His children, beautiful, man. Amazing children. And I'm telling you, like, just a specimen of a fucking human being. An example to all of us men, how to make a decision, implement it, and do it the right fucking way. And I couldn't do it that way. I got married. Before that, I had a fucking fiance for 3 years, dated her for 8 years. Dude, I couldn't keep my dick in my pants. There wasn't a real man I knew that didn't cheat. It just came with the fucking territory. Every single man I've ever known, except like almost there's just like 2-3 examples, man. Like, and it was like it just came with the program. It was like, you're a man, you shoulder all this fucking burden, you shoulder all this bullshit, all this fucking nonsense, all the craziness, all the beyond what you should be shouldering. These aren't problems normal people should be. And because of it, and you're still catching all this shit and all this heat, and you got girls thinking you're cheating when you're fucking not, and they're on your case, and all this bullshit, and eventually you get to a point where, you know what, if I'm gonna catch all this fucking heat for doing it, I might as well fucking get the fucking pleasure of doing it. And you end up fucking doing it anyways. And it was like just a normal fucking thing. Like, you know what, fucking man, you know, like, long as you don't have a girlfriend, You married and you bang some chick once in a while. Who gives a fuck, bro? Some random chick. What difference does it fucking make? You bang her and fucking move on. Long as you don't have another girlfriend on the side, who gives a fuck? That's a reality, how we grew up. Every single man around me, older than, they were all banging fucking bitches. My grandfather, like, their generation used to go to whorehouses. They were married. Their wives knew. They even joked about it. That's how crazy it was, man. Like, they literally joked about it. You know, even the kids, like, oh man, he wants to go to a fucking whorehouse, and like jokes and shit. But it was more than jokes. There was some reality in that motherfucker, right? Like my grandpa's generation, like, holy fuck, my grandpa was in World War II. He went to World War II with his dad. He went to war with his dad. With his dad's brother. His dad's brother did not come back. I'm not sure even if my great grandpa came back. But I personally have my grandpa's medals. You know, he has a bunch of fucking heroism, fucking, like, dude was in World War II from the beginning. Like, it just, that's what their generation did. The shit they had to deal with was unfucking real. And how they came back from World War II, created families and maintained them, is beyond me. Beyond me. How can you go to a fucking war for, not just war, like World War II for 5, 6, 7 fucking years, 8 years? You know, like they didn't just fucking like, oh, 1945, we're gonna go to war. No, like the beginning, they were already drafted. They were already, like, Armenia, like just. By the way, like, as far as the USSR is concerned, Armenia is one of the smallest countries in the USSR. Armenia lost 30% of its male population to World War II. We had the highest percentage per capita. Not in terms of numbers, because you're talking about countries with 100 million, 300 million people, right? Armenia only had like a few million people, like 2, 3, 4 million people. But by percentage, we lost the most amount of men. We gave the most amount of heroes to World War II by capita. Every family lost multiple family members. Not one, I'm talking about multiple. You lost your uncle, you lost your 3 cousins. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers came back like it was nothing, dude. These motherfuckers came back like it was nothing, dude. Like, fuck 5, 6, 7 years of fucking murder. Cold, freezing murder. I'm back and I'm just gonna raise kids. My grandpa was one of the sweetest people in the fucking... He literally was the sweetest person you could ever fucking meet. People used to argue over whose house he's going to go to first during Christmas. This man never, like, frowned. He was always smiling. I'm actually named after him, man. This man was like he was the sweetest person in the neighborhood. Blows my fucking mind. And one day I was like 15, 16, and I was stupid enough and immature enough to ask him about World War II. And I said, hey, Gramps, you know, like, you were in World War II. And he just looked at me. And he got serious. Didn't say a fucking word, just looked at me. I said, Gramps, did you ever... Did you kill people in World War II? Like, did you actually, like, you killed somebody in World War II? And he looked at me serious, and he laughed, and he looked away. And he just said, it was war, man. He goes, well, we were just shooting. We don't know what the fuck we were hitting. We were just shooting. And his face completely changed, and I felt fucking stupid. Like, how dare I ask this man this fucking question? His face, it was so evident and so obvious of the horrendous things he had to do and witness. And now he has to lie to his grandchild and play it off like we were just shooting in the fucking bushes for 5, 6, 7 fucking years straight. Like, motherfucker, I went to war with my dad and came back by my fucking self. What do you think I fucking did in World War II? You think I was in the bushes jerking off? There is no fucking heroism medal to put a smile on my face. I murdered people. They were people murdering us. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing other than having to murder each other over some shit that who the fuck knows. Hopefully it comes to an end. And this goes out to my other homies too, man. You motherfuckers are crazy too, dog. I love you guys to death, man. This goes out to all my homies, man. Like, I have a handful of homies, man. You guys know who you are, man. You guys are fucking wild, dude. You guys are wild. I love you guys to death, man. Your problems are my problems. On a good day, bad day, I don't give a fuck, dude. You guys are fucking amazing. All of my friends are now married. All of them except one have kids. I'm sure the other one is gonna have kids very soon. But they all have beautiful kids, and they're men. They're real men. They're shouldering so much shit. And they're all at the verge of wanting to put a shotgun in their fucking mouth. And yet, day after day, they're, you know, being a man and shouldering burden and doing their thing. And I commend them for it. I commend them for it. Because in a world full of bitches, it's nice to be a fucking man, isn't it? It's actually pretty fucked up being a man. But in a world full of bitches, fuck it, bro. Sounds good, right? In a world full of bitches, it's nice to be a man. Yeah, it's pretty fucking tough, though. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah. Every single one of them. Every single one of them will tell you, man. Like, because they're actually really men. You know, they, no matter what, man, they're grinding. They're trying. They're shouldering. The burden is theirs, man. It's fucking crazy. Only women and children. Only women and children have the ability to be careless, man. Have the right to be careless. Us men, we don't. You know what I'm saying? Just like my grandparents' generation knew it. The generation before them. The generations after them. Right? Even my dad's generation wasn't that fucking... The shit my dad saw, I thank God I didn't see what my father's seen in his lifetime. My father's seen family members' body parts. He had to dig up. There's a major earthquake in 88, 89, where, like, in the particular city I'm from, man, like, just insane earthquake that was off the charts. Literally, when they say off the charts, in this case it was off the charts. It's unknown what the actual reading was on the Richter scale, but it was way above 8.0. Everything was, mountains disappeared, and like my dad's my dad's family didn't know my dad was alive or not for a week. For an entire week, they were clueless if he was alive or not. he was just digging up bodies, man. Just his friends, his neighbors, his little kids, old people. It didn't fucking matter, man. Earthquakes don't give a fuck. Earthquakes don't give a fuck. I lost a ton of family members in that earthquake. You know what I'm saying? That if he told me, man, like, basically, so we were part of the USSR, right? So the USSR, he said planes came and they sprayed a chemical over the city. And it was like a numbing agent. He said everybody was walking around like zombies, covered in white dust. Not from the earthquake, but from the airplanes. And he said the government had just glazed the entire city over with a certain drug so people didn't lose their fucking minds, because everyone was digging up their children and their brothers and their mothers and their fathers. He goes, by the third day, everybody was walking around like zombies. Not a fucking emotion on their faces. Me neither. He goes, thank God they sprayed whatever the fuck they sprayed. Because so many people would have lost their fucking minds. It was wild, man. Like, and these are the type of people I was raised by. It is what it is. And then I wonder, why am I fucked up a little bit? No, I'm not all that fucked. Yeah, I'm pretty fucked up. Right, you gotta laugh at it, man. Fuck it, man. We all have shortcomings of good sides and bad sides, and it is what it is, you know. And so yeah, man, this video goes out to all the real men out there, man, because it does take a village to raise a child, man. And it took a village to raise me. It took a village to raise all the people I know. And thank God my village was full of real men that actually gave a fuck, and older kids that gave a fuck, and younger kids that gave a fuck about the older kids, and the parents. It was a community, man. Whether in Armenia or whether over here. I say Armenia now, but back then it was the fucking Soviet Union. You know what I'm saying? Now it's Armenia. But I'm an American. I grew up in LA. LA is like 99.999% of everything I know and have learned. I only have like maybe 3, 4, 5 memories from back then. I came here when I was 5. I might as well be born here. I really don't see a difference between that. But yeah, I'm gonna end this at that. Solo YOLO BOLO. All you men out there, I commend you. All you boys, I hope you turn into men. All you men, I hope you become the man. All you women, appreciate the man you have next to you. And all you girls, I hope you find a man. And all you men, I hope you appreciate the women next to you. Solo YOLO BOLO. Peace.